We made it. Welcome. Here we are in Sicily. This is my childhood villa. I mean, it's not really where I grew up, but it is a place where I came and spent most of my summers growing up, so it feels a lot like home. So I am super excited to be able to share this with you all. What are we gonna do today? A little bit more challenging. We're doing a bit of a power class. So if you're new to yoga, but not new to exercise, and you're pretty strong, you might be able to handle this class. So, you know, it's up to you, but it's definitely not a beginner class. I would say more of an intermediate. We're gonna start in a frogger pose here, okay? So what does that mean? I'm gonna go in tabletop, right? So my knees are lined up with my hips. And I'm gonna walk my knees out as far as I can on the mat, right? And I'm gonna bring my feet in line with my knees. So as far as you can go. And maybe you can go onto your elbows. Maybe you can go even deeper and go onto your forearm. So that's gonna depend on your level of flexibility in your inner thighs. We're gonna do a nice yin pose to start, okay? So we're opening up those inner thighs. And we're gonna try to breathe in this place just for maybe a couple of breaths. Maybe longer than a couple of breaths. Just settle in. And once you feel that discomfort, use your exhale to kind of find some ease in that space. Eventually, you'll find the space of comfort, or not, I wouldn't say comfort, but enough where you'll be able to tolerate it. And maybe at that point, you can go just a little bit deeper, meet your edge again. And then maybe once that gets a little more tolerable, you can go a little bit deeper. So just spend a few breaths here, just kind of tapping into what that feels like to be in this space of discomfort and ease your way into it. Let your shoulders kind of drop wherever you are. See if you can let your head go, maybe a little bit, your chest. And let your breath kind of steady out. And just, again, come into your body and all the sensations that it's offering right now. Instead of looking at it as, you know, something you want to hurry and rush through. Maybe we can look at it as something we can experience and feel into. And find the blessings here. Find the offering. Feeling into our body, getting out of our mind. That sensation our body offers is a way to get out of our mind, right? It's a shifting of focus into the body. And we're just going to take a couple more breaths, I promise, and then we'll come out of this. So just kind of let yourself breathe deeper on your inhale, and then let the exhale just ground you even a little bit more, maybe deepen this pose a bit more. And our next inhale, I just want you to straighten the left leg and keep the right leg exactly where it is. And then if you're not all the way onto the mat, come all the way onto the mat so you're laying on your belly and your right knee is towards your right shoulder. We're gonna slide the hands under our shoulders. We're gonna take a big inhale and come into a little baby cobra. Throw the head back. And just hold it here. So make sure the shoulders are away from the ears. Make sure the head is back. You won't be able to go too deep with that right knee bent. So try to just meet your edge. Don't push it. Big breath in. And then exhale, like one vertebrae at a time, nice and slow. Bring yourself back to the mat. When you do that again, press into the hands nice and slow, like you're sniffing your way out of your cobra hole. Come up, meet the sun. Bring your shoulder blades away from the ears and the shoulder blades down and away, and together to meet the spine. Hold it, 2 more breaths. And then as you exhale, you're gonna take it right back down. Okay, this time we're gonna come up to a tabletop, and we're gonna bring our knee with us. So you're gonna press into the left knee. If you want, you can curl your left toes under to give you a bit more support, and bring your right knee up.
So you're in a tabletop here. Adjust yourself so your hands are right under your shoulder and your left knee is right under your hip. My right knee is lifted, trying to line up with my right hip. Hold it there and put more weight into your right hand than your left hip, right? So we gotta make sure we're all lined up. We're gonna take a big breath in, and as we exhale, we're gonna take that right leg and bring it all the way to the right. Take the left foot and bring it off the mat towards the right. And open yourself up to a nice deep Stargazer. So chin up, let's let that hand fall back behind us, and imagine the hips going up to the sky, meeting the sky with your gaze. As you exhale, let's bring that right hand down, right back to where we were. Bend the right knee, tap the right elbow, hold, maybe lift it up to the shoulder a bit. And then you're gonna straighten the right leg straight out towards the right. We're gonna take our left hand and bring it up towards the sky and maybe look up. So left shoulder and right shoulder are gonna stack here. Big breath in. As you exhale, we're gonna thread the left arm through the right, reach for our right toes, and then bring your left ear to the mat for thread the needle, reaching for our right foot. Maybe you can get a hold of it, maybe not, that doesn't matter. If your head feels supported here, you can let your right arm float up, only if it feels supported. Try not to move the neck in this position. Keep it nice and stable. Another breath. And as you exhale, bring your right hand back to the mat. And then you're gonna turn the right toes towards the right. Bend into the right knee and walk yourself over towards the right foot. Let your head drop between your arms and let that left hip drop towards the mat. You're gonna push into your right knee with your right shoulder and open up that leg. Big breath in and out. Nice, just one more breath here, and then walk yourself right back to where you were, hands right under the shoulder. Now the right foot is just gonna float up, hold it there, swing it around, root it down with the ball of the foot, nice and straight, and then extend the left leg and come into plank. Looking forward, hug in the belly, tuck the tail a bit, and squeeze your glutes. Big inhale, exhale is gonna take you to down dog. Oh, here's our first down dog. So allow yourself to be here for a few breaths. Just really meet this posture in all of the ways. So feel into all the alignment, each patting of your fingers. Really feel like you're gripping the mat with the fingers so it takes it out of the wrist. Let the heels kind of melt towards the mat. As you bend your knees a bit, bring your chest towards your thighs. And remember, whenever you don't need to use your neck, don't. Let it go. And let the head be an anchor pulling you down as your hips pull you up. Our next inhale, we're gonna bend our knees towards the mat and come to a floating table. I'm gonna walk my hands in just a little bit. Here's my floating table. And then take it back up to our down dog, but a bit more bend in the knee this time. Take it back to your floating table, look forward. So that means the knees are just about an inch above the mat. And then we'll take it back up on your inhale. So we're gonna inhale, and then we're gonna exhale, take it back to floating table. Inhale, and exhale. 3 more times, big breath in. Find your nice bent knee down dog, and then take your floating table 2 more times. And then back, last one. Hold it here. Straighten the knees a little bit more, bring your chest towards your thighs a bit more. And then we inhale it to our tabletop again. So let's take it from the top for the other side. Let's walk ourselves to Frogger. We're not gonna be here as long as we were the first time this time, just for a few breaths. We're gonna breathe into this, let our hips drop, let our head drop, just find a bit of an active recovery. In and out. And the next inhale, take your right leg and straighten it. So left knee should be towards your left shoulder. Let the hands kind of
walk right under your shoulders. And then we're gonna inhale, start with a nice baby cobra, and then you can work your way up, but make sure you do not straighten your elbows. Keep your elbows slightly bent. Don't push it, don't go too far. And always throw that head back, stretch that throat. As you exhale, nice and easy, we're gonna take it back down, slow on the way down. And then we're gonna inhale right back up. And nice and easy, take it back down. Okay, now remember, we're gonna take this to our dog peeing or fire hydrant pose, right? Where we're gonna be on our right knee, and we're gonna lift the left knee up towards the sky. So we go inhale, lift, make sure that our hands are under our shoulders and we're right on top, our hip is right on top of our knee. Lift that left knee up nice and high, and then take it over to the right. And open up the heart. Here's your nice Stargazer, big inhale, hips lift, heart lifts, big breath in. And then as you exhale, left hand's gonna come down. You're gonna tap that knee again. You're gonna hold and lift for 4 breaths, 3, 2, and then we're just gonna straighten that left leg and place it all the way out to the left. Make sure everything's lined up again, right? So reposition yourself if you're not. And then inhale, right arm reaches for the sky. Right shoulder on top of left. And as you exhale, we're gonna thread it through, reaching for that left foot. Right hand's gonna reach for the left foot, and right ear is gonna reach for the mat. Left arm comes up if your head is nice and secure. We're gonna hold for 2 breaths. I'm gonna do a little wrap around with my left hand here and try to find my right thigh. And breathe for 2. And 1. Now to come out of this, my left hand is gonna support me. And then I'm gonna turn my left toes over towards the well over here. And I'm gonna walk my hands over that leg. So I am letting the head drop between my arms, and I'm sitting into my hips a bit. My right hip is reaching for the mat. My left knee is reaching for behind me, so pushing it back, keeping it nice and open. And take another breath. And then we're gonna walk ourselves back to center, straighten that left leg again. You're gonna lift it first and hold. Lift and hold, lift and hold, then swing it back around you, root through that right foot, and then straighten the left in your plank. Hold your plank, look forward and breathe. For 4, tuck, squeeze, 2, and find your down dog. All right. Whenever you need a child's pose, don't be afraid to take it. Whenever you need some water, don't be afraid to pause. Do what you need to do. Pause the video, come back to it. And whenever we have these pauses, it's a good opportunity to get right back to your breath. Feel into it, steady it back out. Okay, so we're going into our floating table again. We're gonna bend the knees, float, look forward. And then we're gonna take it back to down dog. Let's just do that a couple times this time. So inhale to our floating table, looking forward, and then exhale back to your down dog. Last time, I'm gonna hold it in my floating table. Make sure my hands are under my shoulders, walk them forward if you need to. I'm gonna go right foot in towards my right elbow, then left foot in towards my left elbow, and have a seat in a bit of a perch pose. And then lift the hips and come right back to floating table. And then go left foot comes in, right foot comes in, sit on the heels. And lift out of it, left foot comes back and right foot comes back. Let's play that a couple more times. So we're gonna go right and left, have a seat. Lift the seat and then come right and left, floating table. Left and right, have a seat. Lift up and go left and right, floating table. One more time, each side, right and left, have a seat. Lift and then go right and left. One more. Left and right, and then back to left and right. Hold this, take your right foot in front of the left thigh and just rest it down for a second. And then walk your hips back as much as you can as you bring your hips forward
for a bit of a hip stretch, figure 4 hip stretch. Breathe here. And we're gonna walk it back to that table. We're gonna curl the left toes under, lift it back to that figure 4 floating table, and then kick it back to that bent knee down dog in a figure 4. Push your chest towards that thigh. Let that right knee open up. Now I'm gonna keep the left knee bent and I'm walking my hands to the back of the mat in this figure 4 bent knee kind of fold. And I'm gonna take it to an awkward chair, hands to my heart. So figure 4 awkward chair. And breathe. Hold. We're gonna take this leg now into a cradle of baby. So grab the foot with the left hand and the knee with the right, come to stand. Pull it in towards your chest. We're gonna grab the pinky edge of the foot with the right hand and you're gonna extend it out towards the side. Maybe we could extend it all the way. Maybe you can grab the big toe for yoga toe lock. Extend it all the way. Hold. And then you're gonna place it right back. Have a seat. Hold it. As you exhale, bring the hands to the mat. Walk yourself back to that figure 4 down dog. And then bring the left knee to the mat. You're gonna unwind and come right back to tabletop. Let's sway left and right, get into those hips a bit. Okay, a little more challenging. We're kicking it up a bit, right? So we're gonna play that again on the other side. First, let's take a bit of a hanging cobra. Walk your hands forward. Just drop your hips, bring your heart forward, your shoulder blades together. Look up in the sky. Ah, feel good. Okay, so hanging cobras, elbows are straight. When you take a regular cobra, this is kind of in between your down dog, or your up dog, I'm sorry, in between up dog and cobra. Then we're gonna bend the elbows and we're coming right back to cobra. Nice. Exhale. Curl the toes under. Push yourself back to down dog. Let's take an inhale to your floating table. Then take the left ankle on top of the right thigh. Bring the right knee back to the mat and then push your way back. Get into that piriformis. Get into that stretch here. This nice hip stretch. So you're gonna reach the hips as far back as you can. Reach the hips as far forward as you can and try to get into that hip a bit. And breathe. 2. All right. Let's take it back up to our table. Okay, so from here, friends, remember we're gonna go into that down dog, that figure 4 down dog, right? So it's like our ankle is glued to our thigh. We're gonna try to keep it there. As you curl your toes under, lift and straighten. Right knee stays bent, right? You want a little shelf for that ankle. And then you're gonna walk yourself to your right leg. Little fold here, keep that right knee bent, and then float yourself up to an Utkatasana, hands at your heart, shoulder blades together. Yeah, keep yourself nice and square, shoulders square, hips square. Breathe here. We're gonna grab a hold of the foot and the knee, come up to stand. Cradle that baby. Now left hand can just go right into the yoga toe lock. Grab a hold of the toe and then extend it straight out. Right hand is extended out. And we're gonna try to get the left hip to kind of meet the right hip. And then once we had enough of that, we're gonna place it right back on that bent knee. Come right back to Utkatasana just for a breath. And then we're gonna make our way back to our fold and then to our down dog. And then to our figure 4 table. We're gonna unwind the knees, back to tabletop. Walk our hands forward a bit. And come to our hanging cobra. Throw the head back, bend the elbows to cobra. Hug it in. Big breath in and out. Oh, feels so good, friends. Okay, exhale. Take it all the way to your belly. A little active recovery here. Maybe bend your knees, windshield wiper side to side. Every time we have this pause, right, it's an opportunity to check back in. Feel into the body and come right into the now, right into this moment. Right, feel into what's happening right now. Okay, let's push our way to plank. You can go on your knees and then take a plank, or come right to plank from here. We're gonna take a big inhale, press it all the way up. Hold your plank, tuck your tail. As you exhale, take your down dog. I'm gonna take plank again, but I'm gonna bring my right knee to my right elbow. Hold, hold. Bend the elbows nice and slow to make it onto the mat again with that right knee. Untuck the left toes. Inhale, come to Cobra. We've been here before. Exhale, take it down. Now from here, we're gonna do a big bold move to a twister stretch. So before we even go to twister stretch, we're gonna come to that Spider-Man plank again, right? So that means I'm gonna press into my hands and my right knee comes to my right elbow. And then I'm gonna flip it over to rock star wild thing. Hips go nice and big and lifted. This is like Stargazer, like we did in the beginning, but it's off the knee, right? Big breath in. And then as we exhale, we're gonna take the right hand down. I'm gonna bring the right knee to the left elbow now. Left elbow, I'm doing a twist. Extend the right leg through. So now it's threading through. I'm dropping the right hip first, and then as I inhale, left arm comes up, left foot on the mat, left entire foot on the mat, and you lift the heart into your fallen triangle. Big breath, lift. As you exhale, let's bring that left hand back down. Let's bring the right knee to the nose, come to a hover plank, and then place the right foot between your hands. Okay, so we're about to burn this right thigh out a little bit, so mentally prepare for that to happen, okay? If you need to take breaks, you're gonna take breaks. This is power yoga, so that means there's gonna be some strength involved, right? So we're inhaling to our high lunge. We're gonna bend the right knee. Big breath in. As you exhale, sink a little bit deeper and then take a back bend. Keep that right knee bent. Right, I'm gonna come to center with my body and I'm gonna bend the left knee, tap the mat, and then straighten. The right knee doesn't really do much. It's just the back knee. Bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. Good job, keep going. For 5 more, so we take it down. 5, right knee stays the same. 2, and 1. Keep that right knee where it is. Come forward to a thunderbolt. Really energize through the fingers. All your weight now is going into that right leg. You're gonna bring the left knee in, tap the right knee with the left knee, and then bring it back. Tap it, bring it back. You're going 4 taps, 3 taps, 2 taps, 1 tap. Place the right ankle on top of the left ankle on top of the right. Have a seat, figure 4. Bring your hands to your heart. And breathe. Okay, we're taking the hands to the mat here. And we're straightening the right leg and folding just over that right leg. So this should feel like a nice relief. Woo. Nice release. Okay, so from here, I'm gonna see if I can bend my right knee nice and deep, pop my right heel up, and come into a 4-legged or a figure 4 perch. Okay, so use blocks if you need them. I don't have blocks in Sicily, but if you can't touch the floor, we can grab blocks. And we're gonna hold this for a couple of breaths. And maybe we'll try to balance with one hand. And then the other hand, I don't know. Okay, very good. We're gonna take the left knee to meet the right, and now we're fully in perch, right? Here we are, big breath in, get nice and long. You wanna try to line up ears, shoulders, hips, and heels, one straight line. As you exhale, hands to the mat. We're gonna lift our hips and we're gonna walk it back to that floating table. Hold, inhale, back to your bent knee down dog. And then exhale, back to floating table. Inhale, bent knee down dog. Exhale, back to floating table. And one more time. Back to floating table. Bring the knees to the mat and just shift your hips back for a quick child's pose. Recenter yourself. Let your breath find its new rhythm. And then we're going to do the other side. Find your zen here. You know, it's like we don't have to just try to meet that space when we're sitting still. We can meet it while we're moving and in between movements, right? So just kind of tap in, feel what you're feeling. Let's get into or stay into our body. It's easy to kind of leave it when we get still. But just stay there, get into the senses. In this space, I feel the wind on my skin. I could smell the beautiful air, Sicilian air. It has like a, I don't know, very distinct smell for my senses. It's just, you know, every place you go has a distinct smell, right? So feel into that, maybe smell into that. And then we have another side to do, friends. And then we'll start winding it down, okay? So we're gonna come to plank. Extend one leg and then the other and hold. And then we're gonna take our down dog. Take that down dog. Next time we go into plank, left knee is going to the left elbow. Hold. Look forward and down. Hold and try to get that knee up as high as you can. We're gonna slowly bend our elbows, slowly with the elbows bending. We're not just collapsing. We're gonna make our way to the mat. All the way down. Then we inhale into that half cobra, or that, half frogger cobra, I should say. Throw it back. And then exhale, take it down. We're coming back to the Spider-Man where the left knee it meets the left shoulder in our plank, right? So press into the hands, come up, and then flip it over to your twist or stretch. Open up the heart, big inhale. Bring those hips up and the heart, heart up and back. Another breath. As you exhale, left hand comes down, left knee to right elbow. Hold. You're gonna thread that leg through. Right arm comes up. Here's your fallen triangle. Big inhale, lift the hips. It's like your rocks are flipped over, right? And then as you exhale, we come to hover plank, knee to nose. Place that foot right through, and this is where we start to burn that leg out. All right, so we come up into your high lunge. High lunge, arms up to the sky. Okay, so left knee stays where it is, right? We're gonna do a bit of a back bend first. And then as you find center, we're gonna bend the right knee, tap the mat, and then straighten. So right knee taps and straighten. It taps and straighten. Taps and straightens. 5 more taps. 4 more taps. 3 and 2 and 1. Hold it here. Take a thunderbolt. That means you're gonna bow forward all the way in the left leg. Bring the right leg in and then tap it out. In and out. In and out. Good. 4 and 3 and 2 and knee comes over to your figure 4. Hold. Sit nice and deep. Nice and deep. Lift the arms. Feel into that. We're going to exhale, hands to the mat. First, we're going to straighten the leg. Bring the chin to the chest. And fold. Then we're going to come to that perch. We're going to bend the left knee. Bring our hands or arms on the outside of our legs and come to our perch. Figure 4 perch, right? So we're gonna try to get everything lined up. Hold it. And then maybe we can try to balance. You gotta find your spot, right? Find your spot right ahead of you. Stare at that. Squeeze your belly. And then once you've had enough of that, come back to perch. Instead of meeting our floating table, this time we're gonna have a seat. Have a seat.
And bring your arms forward. Lift the heart. Big inhale, arms up. As you exhale, let's lean it back. And then let's float the feet off the mat and come into boat, straighten the legs. Hold. Breathe. Chin up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and bring the feet together. Open up the knees. And fold. Little circles or half circles, side to side. Okay, we're gonna make our way slowly onto our backs. Arms up, nice and easy. We're gonna roll one vertebrae at a time. Root through the feet, so press the feet down, nice and slow. Use that core. Slow, 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 slow. Okay, so we're gonna let our arms come to our sides, palms down. Take our right foot on top of the left, right ankle on top of left thigh. Your next inhale, we're gonna press into that left foot and lift the hips up as high as you can. Let the right knee kind of drop a bit. We're trying to make sure that the hips are nice and square. Take a big inhale, chin away from the chest. Chest is trying to chase your chin. It's trying to come up to a bit of a back bend. Go up a little bit higher. And then as you exhale, you're gonna dip your right hip towards the mat, left hip towards the sky, and then bring it right back up. And then dip. Inhale, bring it right back up. Let's go 4 and up, 3 and 2 and 1. Hold, come up even a little higher. Big breath in as you exhale. Bring the hips down and then drop over to your left. Bring your left foot and then your left knee towards the mat. Take a twist. Gaze is gonna go over towards the right. Press that foot or that, press into that leg with your left hand and go a little bit deeper. Feels so good. And we're gonna swap it out. Come back to center. Take the left foot on your right thigh. Make sure the right hip or the right heel lines up with the right sit bone. Hands are at your side. You're gonna inhale, lift the hips high as you can. High as you can, chin away from the chest. Squeeze the glutes. A little bit higher. As you exhale, you can drop the left hip and then inhale, bring it back up. We're gonna go drop and lift. Drop and lift. Good. 4 and lift. 3 and lift. 2 and 1. Hold. Little higher. You got this. And then take it down. Oh my goodness. And then let's take a twist over to the right. Drop the knee. Hands will come onto your thigh. Gaze will go over your left. You guys, we have reached our time to start wrapping it up. And we're moving to Shavasana. We did it, our first class in Sicily. We got this one down for the books. I'm hoping to do a few specialty classes, like maybe a sunset class for a little more chill, bedtime relaxation kind of thing. If you have any more requests, let me know. If you want more power, if you want more stretch, whatever you want, please let me know in the comments. I've been trying to just kind of give you a variety for right now. But anyway, right now it's time for Shavasana. So we're gonna find our breath here. Palms up, pinky toes heavy. Let the inner thighs relax. And remember always, if you need something for your back, if it's uncomfortable laying flat like this, put something under your knees. Or maybe bring your legs up the wall, but find a way to make Shavasana as comfortable as possible. This is a very important part of practice. I hope you don't skip over it. It's kind of a recalibration, a recentering. It's really the culmination of your yoga class. It's like the pinnacle. It's a closure, so coming together. So let's really take advantage of this. Be here, present to it.
and find that sense of ease that comes when you're really rooted and grounded and aware. Really, I think the pursuit of peace is really the problem, because there's no need to pursue it. It's really just here. It's really just tapping in and grounding into our bodies and feeling into it. And really, really being aware of the present. It's really connecting to that space. And the gift of the practice, of the yoga practice, is that by moving our bodies in the ways that we move them, it really gives us a path there, an easier path to really connect to the present moment. Our bodies are great vehicles for that. So in this space, we could take advantage of this opportunity and tap in to what your body is feeling on the inside, what it's sensing on the outside. Bring those two worlds together and find your sense of surrender and your inner peace in that space. Exhaling is a really, really great portal there. Nice deep sighs and releases. So we're going to take an inhale, reach our arms all the way up above our head, and we're going to point our toes. Here's our nice body yawn, right? So reach in both directions. Bring our knees to our chest, roll them over to one side, and then make your way to seated. All right, friends. Thank you so much for sharing this practice with me today. Let's close by bringing our hands together, throwing our heads back, and then watching our hands meet to heart center as we bow our heads. With calmness and clarity in our minds, love and compassion in our hearts, and gratitude for the teacher that operates within us and all around us. Namaste, my friends, and hope to see you on the mat in my next location here in Sicily. Namaste.